Welcome, fellow streamers. This is another episode of the Unstoppable Immigrant podcast. I am Martina, your pilot and host. Buckle up because today we have a special guest, Natalia Florez. And she's going to take us to an amazing journey to Colombia filled with laughter, lessons, and creative energy. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff.
When we are in the same environment all the time, sometimes it's hard to grow. We all have this power of creation. We are all created to create.
You guys need to watch the full episode.
We have a huge announcement for you guys, so don't miss it.
Nati, thank you so much for being here today. You are an important part of this podcast, and I'm so excited to hear your story. So, should we dive into it?
Yeah, of course. And thank you so much for having me and creating this space. It's really powerful, so thank you.
Oh, all right. So, please share with our listeners where in Colombia are you from?
Okay, so I basically grew up in the big city, the capital. It's called Bogotá. If you've never been, it's cold. So if you don't like cold weather, don't go. My family, my mom's side of the family is from a place called Tolima, which is pretty rural, farm. My mom's side of the family, they're all farmers. And then my dad's side of the family is from the coffee region, a city called Manizales. And that's basically the mix that I have on me from Colombia.
That's beautiful. How was growing up in Colombia in a family like that?
I think it was really good. I love Colombia. I'm a big, I take a lot of pride on being from Colombia. I always try to, talk about everything that makes Colombia special. And I'm always just so proud,
Yes.
I'm Colombian, proudly.
Yay!
So yeah, I grew up basically with the two senses of the farm life and also the city life, which I think it's a really good balance, and I'm really grateful for that. Having the chance to also see the beauty of the earth. Seeing my uncles going to fish and all that super outdoorsy. So I think that also built me up to be a really outdoorsy person too.
Also, maybe a little grounded, right?
Yes, my favorite thing to do when I was a kid was for sure go to the farm and just running around barefoot. That was really important for me. Just being barefoot, I think for kids that's really important.
It is, yes.
As a kid, just being wild.
Sounds like a beautiful, wholesome childhood. Do you have any siblings?
I have some siblings from my dad's side, but I didn't really grow up with them. So I was basically an only child. And my childhood was I can say it was pretty much good in that sense of where I grew up. But also, it was also a lot of struggles, mostly financially. And I think, my dad lost his job. We were living in Medellin, which is another city. If you haven't been, you need to go. It's my favorite city in Colombia. And my dad lost his job. We had to move back to the city, the big city, which is Bogotá. And the three of us had to share a room in my grandma's house for a long time. I saw my parents struggling a lot, financially. And I think that's what brought me to, be this entrepreneur person. Because, it was funny because I was a little girl, but I was still how can I make money?
I love that.
How can I help my family? I think that's where it came from, right? And I remember just telling my mom, hey mom, I want to start selling oleas, which is a dessert that you basically is two wafers kind of thing, and then you put the toppings on them, and you kind of make them for people, and you just sell them.
It's so cute.
And I was like, trying to make it. It was not successful. I definitely ruined. That was the first time I broke, a business. I got completely broke. And my mom too.
Oh my God.
I was probably like 7 years old. It didn't work.
So you were entrepreneur from day one.
Yes. I mean, that's how it all started, I think. Like looking back, thinking about my childhood, I was always like doing something. My dad was in sales.
Mm-hmm.
That was like his job. And I remember just like trying to be like him, like just trying to like sell things, and like that was my game. Like, I was like, let's play something. Let's play selling.
That's so adorable and admirable too.
Yeah. And then I remember like after the Oleas, when that first business wasn't successful, I passed into making necklaces, which were really ugly at the time. But I started like, my passion for jewelry there. I will like just create them with my cousin, and we will like go and knock the doors to the neighbors and be like, hey, we're selling these, like you wanna support us? And like people, probably people were like, oh my gosh, like this is so cute, of course I'm gonna support you. Even though this necklace is really ugly.
That's so cute. Oh my God. I didn't know this about you, and I'm in love with that story. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yes,
I
know.
It does make a lot of sense.
Looking back, it also like made me realize, I was like, oh, okay, that's where it all connected,
So cute. The other time we were like driving, and there were these 3 boys on the side of the street. They were selling lemonade for $4. And we stopped in front of their stand because of the traffic. So I was like, babe, let's buy these, like the lemonades from them. And we put the window down, and I was like, oh, let me have 2 lemonades. And he's like, oh yeah, sure. And he's like, it's for my bike. I'm trying to get my like electric bike. And I was like, oh my God, here you have $20. And but it was so cute. I was like, dude, you are doing the thing. I'm so obsessed with that.
Yes, I know. I think like, like sometimes people ask like, does an entrepreneur, is it made, or is it like something that you create for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know, like sometimes I think like it's just life, like brings you that
opportunity.
Yes.
I'm loving this story already. This whole episode already. So, from being a young entrepreneurial lady boss, tell us more about like how was your high school experience in Colombia?
Well, I was not good at grades, like at all. I was not a good student. Which my teachers might be like surprised how far I've come.
They better see this episode.
Like, cause seriously, like I think when you have a creative mind, you're like everywhere, like, and it's hard because I think the academy just like limit the kids on that sense. It's like you're smart if you are good in maths, but if I was good in story, or if I was good in arts, like that was like, oh well, yeah, well that's not important,
Yeah.
And I think that was like basically like the whole like school experience for me. Like my parents were always like, oh my gosh, you gotta do better grades, like be better. But definitely like I was good at like other things, but not like sitting there and like, I don't know, studying for exam for something that I didn't really like care about, And I was also, like a really famous person in high school because I was always like
outgoing.
Yes. I think like that made me always like, all the teachers were like always knew who I was because I was always in some trouble too, which is not good.
I love
it. And like all my friends were also, like I was always like the leader, like I wanted to be part of everything. So I was in everything all the time. So that was kind of like my high school experience. And also important to mention that in Colombia, we don't have the system as here. So basically, you don't go to, elementary school. you don't go to like different ones. Like in my case, I grew up in the same school. Like I went from first grade to high school, and I graduated in the same school
With the same people.
with the same people.
Yeah, I love that. We have the same in Slovakia.
Yes, and it's crazy to think because like I recently saw like some of my friends, and it's like, how long ago have we met? Like like, and it's like our whole lives we've been friends, and so I think that was also like important to mention because it's really different there.
I think you were this cool girl in high school because you were like ratata, like out and about, like funny, high energy. You always want to do two things. Like if I was in Colombia at that time, I would definitely want to be your friend.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I also feel like when you're like that, you're kind of like misunderstood because people are like, it's a lot of energy, like sometimes. So maybe, I don't know, like, because I didn't have like a lot of friends. That's
really
important too. Yes. But it's also like I'm really picky. Like since day one, like I was always really picky with who was my friend, like who I was surrounded by.
Oh, I feel privileged now.
I know, and I feel privileged too.
In high school, did you study anything like artsy related?
Well, that's funny because my dad actually, my mom was really artsy. She was a Gemini. So she was always like super artsy, super like creative. She was always like doing something crafty, right?
I love it.
And she's like, nowadays she just goes and hugs trees. I don't know. She has like that like hippie vibes on her.
I love it.
And then my dad was really, he was the sales person. So he was always like, we're not going to pay for something like creative for you to go. Like, he was more like not into that. He was more like, like you should be more like, I don't know, maths. Like he put me into sports. I played tennis for like 3 years.
Nice.
And I was so bad at it. Like I was so bad at sports.
Because it was not your thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then finally, they supported me in the idea to go to the dance academy. Ooh. And so I did dancing for a long time, like for the longest time.
What type of dance?
It was like everything. When I was in high school, I did like typical Colombian folklore is the name. So it's basically, the dances that brings the culture with them and they go generation through generation.
That's beautiful.
Yes, and then in college I did like it was like hip hop, dance hall, like the whole other like practices, dance practices, and salsa.
You are definitely ratata.
Yes,
for sure.
I was a ratata. Yeah, I love that word. That's a good description of me. Ratata.
Yeah, ratata. What are the stereotypes of Colombia? And what is Colombia in reality?
Colombia is a paradise. That I'm gonna start saying. I love my country. I love my people. We're so kind. If you go to Colombia, like get ready because you're gonna have like 20 people trying to serve you food, trying to make you feel welcome. Like it's literally like the kindest people, like really good human beings. And the stereotype, of course, it's drugs, Pablo Escobar, cartels, like all that. It's so annoying, to be honest. For me, it's been like, like kind of like educating people on it because it's like, it does create certain like feeling on me because I'm really passionate about Colombia, as you can see, like I love it. I love my country. Of course, like we don't have the same opportunities that other countries have, and that's why like sometimes, like it's just hard to stay. But it's a beautiful country, beautiful. Like it's green, it has so many, like we have the whole ecosystems, right? So we have jungle, we have ocean, we have desert. Desert. We also have deserts. We have like the forest, we have everything. So yeah, it's a beautiful country. And for sure, it's not as they painted in Netflix and in cartels and in the news. It's nothing like that. Like if you go, trust me, you're gonna be like overwhelmed of the kindness of the people, for sure.
That's a beautiful answer. How the idea of changing where you are came to mind?
Like leaving the country, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was kind of like a random thing, to be honest. Like it wasn't like, for me, it wasn't like, oh, I want to leave the country. Like my dream was always to travel the world. Like that was always a big mission. Like since I was a little girl, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna travel the world. Like you're gonna see. And and at some point I was in college, I started to like just doing like dumb things, I will say, like something that wasn't aligned with myself. So like basically a lot of partying, a lot of like, I don't know, like not spending time with my parents and things like that. My mom went into like this hard like health issue. And so I was always like, also like, watching over her. And I think at some point I was like, I can't, like I don't know. I was like, everything just kind of like made me feel like I was lost and I needed to like find myself, but far from home. Because I also think that I think it's really important to mention that when we are in the same environment all the time, sometimes it's hard to like grow because you're surrounded by the same people with the same values, the same beliefs all the time, and they might put their fears on your path. So I think for me that was really important. Like I was like, I can't like keep living like this. I think also inside of me there was something that was like, I know I'm made for something bigger and better. So I was like one day just like, hey guys, I'm gonna leave the country. And my mom was like, what do you mean you're gonna leave? I was like, yeah, like like I had the chance to come here in an cultural exchange program. And I was like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna learn English and then I'm gonna be back in a year. And it's been 7. So
I'm
that was
obsessed with everything you just said. I have something to say to previous conversations that we had that about like how your environment and your people you are surrounded with their limitations or their fears. Like in my case in Slovakia, it was like so limited. Like they were like so close-minded that they were not dreaming big. And I was like, it was projected on me. And I was like, no, that's like one a huge thing I've learned, that like, no, like I just have to expand my wings and do my thing outside of what they tell me is impossible. So I can relate to what you just said. And about like moving to United States or having that idea. So what age the opportunity came into your life?
I was 20.
20.
I was 20, yes. I was 20. I was really young. Like for my mom was like, obviously, like for my parents was like you're not leaving. What you mean? Like you're leaving by yourself to a country you don't know the language, to you don't know anyone there. I have like a couple of cousins that live in LA. And that was it. So for them was like, and what you mean you're gonna go and live with a family as a nanny? Like,
Whoa.
you're a marketing degree. Why are you leaving to be a nanny? Like I think for them it was really tough, for sure. But I wanted what I wanted. So
Did you finish university in Colombia?
I did. I left before graduating, and then when COVID happened, everything went online. So I got to finish my degree online.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And back to moving to United States. So you came here because you were working as a nanny, correct?
Yes, it's a program. It's called Au Pair. I highly recommend it for anyone that is outside and wants the chance to come here and experience the culture. It changed my life. Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
When did you come as a nanny? Like where?
At first, I came to San Francisco. The reason why I wanted to go to San Francisco in California was because it was obviously the state that was close to my family, the only family I had here. And it didn't work out like at all. The family was just not the right fit for me, and I wasn't the right fit for them. So We kind of, like left in good terms, but it was like really hard because obviously, like back home, everyone was like freaking out. Like, what you mean? Like, where are you gonna go now? Like, and then I found this other family in Houston, Texas. And that's when I moved to Texas. I was like, oh, Texas sounds fun, like different. And I went to Texas and I loved it. Like people, like Southern people, I was like, love. I have so much love for like Texas in general, because that's where, like where I built myself in this country. So yeah, that was kind of like what happened.
So you were working as a nanny in an American family. Did you implement any of your Colombian heritage into their lives, whether it's cooking or language or any of that? Like, did you show them what it means to be Colombian?
Yes, of course. I mean, I think for the kids was hard. Like it was hard for them to get used to the food. So, they were like American kids. Like sometimes it happens that obviously, like, and kids in general, they're like really picky with food. So they were like, just used to what they were used to. And then I came here and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make you an arepa, and they were like, the heck is that? No, I don't want an arepa. So like in the food sense, it wasn't like the best, like to implement my culture. But I was watching a boy and a girl. With the boy, we danced a lot. And he recently he went to my wedding and he was like dancing all night. I was so proud. I was like, oh my gosh, like I did it good,
Yes.
And with the girl also the Spanish for sure.
Oh, she speaks Spanish?
Yeah, she knows. Yeah, she knows like good Spanish.
Wow.
And then with the whole family, it was just like some costumes. Like we celebrate. I think it's December 7th. We celebrate Little Candles Day. And it's basically the start of Christmas. And so you light up candles and you make like your wishes. And it's a beautiful tradition. And it's funny because they keep it going, So every December 7th, they send me a picture of them like lighting up the candles.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think like it's a really good experience. I definitely recommend it. Even like for families that are watching this and would like to have the experience, to give your kids like an opening to a new culture. I think that's really important. Mostly for kids, like they thought that the only place that speaks Spanish was Mexico, right? So at some point they were like telling their other friends at school, like, it's not only Mexico, we have an au pair, she's from Colombia and she also speaks Spanish. So like, it's a good learning for sure for both ways. It was the best match, really.
How long you been doing that?
I ended up being with them, I was with them, then COVID happened, so I obviously like, kind of got stuck here. And then we did a year more after COVID. And so that was 4 years of me being a nanny. And obviously I did so many things in that time. Like I opened a podcast. I was also doing an internship in digital marketing in Houston. So, I was like doing so many things too. And yeah, like that Nati is like what brought me here. So I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of you too. It's important. It's a great learning lesson for you and for the family that you were working with. So
yes,
it's amazing. So from Houston, how did you end up in Miami?
Well, my husband's job, right? That's a funny story. I think like I kind of manifested it, or like, I kind of like prayed on it.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
The first time I came here, I was like, I always wanted to live in the like close of the ocean, like because like where I'm from in Colombia, there's no ocean or beach, right? So I didn't went to the ocean until like I was like really like, grown up because of like obviously family like financials and all that. And so I was like, I want to live close to the ocean. Like I love the beach life. It's just so me too, so tropical. Like it just I love it. And so when I came here the first time, I came to visit my best friend, who she was also a nanny, doing the same program as me. And I was like, like, I love this place. Like, I really want to move here one day. I really want to move here one day. And 2 years after, I met my husband, Tyler, and he was living in Hollywood already, but we met in Houston. So he found me there. Then he moved to Houston. We stayed there for 1 year. And then he was like, hey, like, I got an offer for a job back in Florida. You want to go? And I was like, yeah, of course I want to go. Take me.
Wow.
And that's how we ended up here. And we love it.
What a beautiful way how life connected all the dots for you.
I know, yes. I truly believe that, we have a path, like, and we just gotta, like, trust divine timing and God's timing, for sure.
So you are married to a gringo?
I am.
And
proudly.
Proudly married to a gringo. And how is the, like, a language barrier? Do you have any?
Oh my God. Yes, of course.
Vamos, let's talk about it.
Nowadays, not much. Also because I think, like, he's just used to my accent by now, obviously. He's also used to all my, we've been together for 4 years, and we have worked in our marriage a lot. So I think, like, at some point, like, the communication was just, like, easy. But oh my gosh, when we moved together, it was so hard. I even, like, once we were dating, like, it was recent. We were, like, 1 month dating, and I was trying to tell him that I like him, right? Like, that was the whole point. And then in Spanish it's backwards, right? Like, it's tú me gustas. So what I did was translated it, like, right, like,
literal,
like, right, yeah,
like a literal translation.
So I ended up telling him, like, like, I think you like me a lot. And
that's cute.
And he was like, oh, wow, okay, like, this girl has a lot of confidence in herself. So he was like, I think you're like, you want to say something else. And I was like, oh, oops. But yeah, I mean, and then the fights, like, when we were fighting at first, oh my gosh, it was messy because I had so many, like, bad words, like, pronouns. And he was probably, like, laughing inside or something. But obviously, I'm a spicy Latina, so he had to, like, keep it quiet.
I can only imagine this. Do you when you get heated, does the Spanish come out faster or English?
No, like, I think obviously, like, I was, like, English, like, speaking in English, but I couldn't, like, express myself how I wanted. Like, I had all these, like, passionate emotions inside of me, and I was like, I want to tell him, este gringo, como que tú no me respetas, right? Like, como que I wanted to express that. And in English, obviously, like, American people are way more, like, playing in their emotions, like, they're more, like, like, I'm mad at you. Like, I was like, that's not even close to
be
what
mad.
I'm feeling right now. So yeah, I mean, it was hard. The fighting. I used to say, like, you don't put a lot of effort. Is it effort or effort?
Effort, right?
It's effort, yeah. So I will say, like, you don't put a lot of effort in this relationship. And he was probably, like, cracking up. So
I would.
But yes, it was, yeah, we're like a funny couple, for sure. It's a good match, though.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
You guys are the best match.
If you guys have seen Modern Family,
that's you?
Watch it, yeah, because that's literally us. Like, it's so funny.
How is Tyler's Spanish?
Terrible. But don't tell him. He thinks he's great, actually. No, I'm kidding. I mean, he learned to dance first, so that's good.
Yeah.
And now every time we go to Colombia, obviously he's been, like, picking it up more. But you can do better, baby. You're watching this. We need to teach you.
You got this, Tyler. Looking to create unforgettable moments in Miami, whether it's a romantic proposal, a dreamy picnic, or a special celebration, Maza events bring your vision to life. We handle every detail so you can simply show up and enjoy the magic. Book your experience today. Send us a DM on Instagram maza_events or fill out the booking form in the show notes. So you moved from Houston to Miami.
Yes.
What is the most bizarre thing you've seen in Miami?
The people driving.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Like people with driving the license, like driving license, that drive like crazy. Like that is the most bizarre thing I've seen here. Like the driving is just, I love you guys, but
but learn how to drive.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Definitely the driving.
People don't use blinkers here.
They don't use anything. I'm like, there is a red light and you just, yes, no, it's definitely like
yes,
a bizarre thing.
I've become such a honker in Miami. Like I've never been a honker, but I've become such a honker. Like I take like I'm not afraid to admit that.
Yeah, I know. Well, every time I'm in the car, I'm with my mom, like talking or something, and she's like, like I'm like screaming or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy just cut me off or whatever. And she's like, okay, be careful. But she's always like, she knows when I'm in the road because I'm always mad.
Yes, same. Anyway, what do you think was the hardest part to move to United States of America?
Oh my gosh, well, so many things. I think the hardest part, and I think I still struggle with, and I'm pretty sure like most people do, and it's that crisis identity at some point. Because you grow up with so many like costumes from your country, and you're surrounded by, like the same people and everything, and you are one with them. Then you come here and obviously like you start catching up with the culture. You start like, like getting things from the culture that are different from your country. Even like the language, like how I sound in Spanish is completely different of how I sound in English, and my personality changes too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're still the same person, but it's like you're not from there anymore, but you're also not from here yet.
It's like in between.
Exactly. So I think that was a really hard part of it that I think like a lot of people go through it.
I still struggle with it, and I've been here for 10 years.
Yes.
Like,
and
it's still a thing. Because it never goes away who we are there and who we are here.
Exactly. And every time you go there, it's like, people see you different now. And it's like, well, I am different, but I'm still, the same person that left. And you just change so much. Like this culture for sure changes you. Changes you,
yes.
Yes.
We become more Americanized by the things that are available here, I think. For example, like America has huge on convenience. Everything is convenient. You have everything 24/7. Food available 24/7. Uber available 24/7. AC is a huge convenience thing, and that is not how, for example, Slovakia is. We don't have
neither Colombia.
Yeah. Amiga, what support or resources you wish you had when you arrived to this country?
In this question, I do gotta answer with a lot of gratitude because I did have a lot of support and a lot of resources. Like, I had to see a lot of my friends that just came here with nothing, that were also Colombians, that were struggling to pay their rent, that were like, like I need a car, like how do I get a car? Like I was so blessed by, like, I think they were like, I don't know, like God's way to show me like, here, like I'm gonna provide for you, like you don't worry, cause like I came here and the family gave me a car. I lived in a beautiful house that was owned by them. They supported me in everything I wanted, even though like my visa had some limitations, because you can work, but you don't supposed to work in things that
outside
are not
of that.
outside of your job, like or outside of the nanny, right? But like obviously I didn't do it, but they, if I had an idea like to do my podcast, they were like, okay, go do your podcast. Like, they were like seriously like a big support for me. So I just got answered with like a lot of gratitude for them, because I had it all when I came here, and for that I'm really grateful, because I didn't have to struggle as a lot of immigrants do.
Mm-hmm. So we can confidently say that this American family that helped you on your journey, they are like your angels.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They still are, and I'm gonna be forever grateful with them, because they made me part of their family. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this girl that came here and she's working for us. Like, it was literally, hey, Nati, we're gonna go to Disney. We're gonna take you. You don't have to work. Like, we just wanna take you. You
Oh
know.
my goodness, that's amazing.
So yeah, I mean, everything about that family was like literally my angels in Houston, Texas. And I love Houston. That's why, like, cause it's like they're there, and they oh my gosh, they saw me go through so many things. So yeah, they're like my angels in this path for sure.
Thank you very much for being angels for my dear friends. So you mentioned a little bit the visa limitations. How did that really impact you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think obviously for me at some point I was like at an age that I was ready to start building what I wanted for my life. Like, it wasn't like I was a high school girl, like just trying to make some money. Like, at some point it got real. It got like I obviously loved like watching the kids, and it was my job and it was everything, but at some point I just started to get really frustrated by the fact that I couldn't do anything else. That I wanted to do so much, and had these big dreams, and I couldn't, because I had like that visa limitation for sure. I think that was like the hardest part.
So how did all that change for you?
They sponsored me. At
For
some
how
point.
long?
For a year after the program. So the program is 2 years. Then I got lucky and they extended my visa because of COVID. And then when I was supposed to get back to Colombia, I was like, hey guys, like, this is an option. Like, you guys can sponsor me for me to go to school here. And yeah, and I was supposed to go to college on multimedia design or something like that. It was like the degree. But the problem was, after COVID, so many processes got pushed back. So I ended up just being with them and just waiting. Like, we were all just waiting for an answer. And it just didn't happen. And in that time, it was like a year and something, I met Tyler. And then he was like, hey, like, like, I don't see like any progress with your visa. Like, I don't see, and I don't see, like, I wanted to support you, and I want you to be able, because anyways, if I had approved this visa, I wasn't going to be able to go back to see my family. And that was like a big thing for me. Like, that was, oh my gosh, that was the hardest part for me. Like, I used to cry. I used to be like, oh my God, like, when am I going to see them, And he was like, like, I want to help you. I want to support you. And he proposed, we got married. And then, that's how I became like a resident here.
Oh my goodness, I love this love story.
Yes, for sure.
Amazing. Your English, it's a thing. So Spanish is your first language.
Yes.
English is your second language. Do you still have any words that you struggle to pronounce?
So many. Profitable.
Profitable, yeah.
Is it profitable?
Profitable.
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 Exactly.
Say it again.
I'm not even saying it right. See?
Profitable.
Profitable. I can't. So yeah.
But it's an important one to know.
I know, for my business.
Yes.
I used to say jewelry. and I was a jewelry business. Oh my. So yes, it was hard. It was. I still have so many for sure. Like, I still learn.
It's totally normal. It's not our first language, but I do have some fun activity for you, amiguita.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, of course, I have a tongue twister prepared for you. And this one is kind of fun.
I'm nervous.
I'm kinda excited for this one. So please read this one. This is the shortest one ever, probably.
Don't.
So you got
Oh my
this.
God.
So please read this one each time faster, 3 times.
Okay.
Lista?
I don't want to see what
it.
is it gonna be.
Come on, you got this. It's easy. Come on, say it out loud.
Okay, double bubble gum, bubbles double. Double bubble gum, bubbles double. Double bubble gum, bubbles double.
Yeah,
okay.
that was so good. Oh my god, I love it.
But I still can say profitable.
Profitable.
Bubbles gum. That's good.
You did so great.
Attention, listeners! Don't forget to leave us a review to help this podcast grow. You can also subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and Spotify to keep up with the latest episodes. And now, thank you so much for flying the unstoppable immigrant airwaves, and let's get back to the show.
Okay, so looking back, if you had to sum up your immigration journey with one word, what is it?
Oh, I think it will be faith. Faith. Oh my gosh, yes. Like looking back, I had so many moments of, oh my gosh, so many moments that I was like devastated, you know. I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Like, I don't know if this is where am I supposed to be. But you know, like I had faith, and I think that's something that sometimes we miss a lot as people, you know, like as persons, because like we want everything now, and we don't trust God's timing. And so I think faith for me was like, he brought me where he
You are
wanted
today.
to.
Amazing.
And so for me, it's faith.
How has being an immigrant shaped you?
Oh my gosh, in so many ways. I'm like a complete different person, like than the person that that left at first from Colombia. Like, I have a different mindset. I learned how to fight for what I wanted. You know, it's also like you have no option. Then like make it work, because it's like, well, you're here. You gotta make your way here. And I think like my mindset, the fact that I had to, like I had the chance to surround myself with people that has like this vision and this mindset, like it's just United States has a lot of like opportunities. And so I think that shaped me in so many ways, like discipline, like I don't know, like health too. Like I'm in that side of, like being healthy, like working out, like eating good, like making sure what you're giving your body, like your body is a temple. And
Yes.
like for me it's like not everything. Like it shaped me a lot for sure.
Very proud of you. When it comes to mindset, what are the healthy habits that you are doing to make yourself happy?
Oh wow, definitely having a morning routine. It's really important for me. I start my day with faith. The first thing I do in the morning is pray. Either pray or either do an EFT tapping, a meditation, something that just connects me spiritually. I put movement in my morning too, so I go work out always. If I don't, I'm not in the better mood, to be honest. So that definitely makes me happy. And have time in my morning, like just to, connect. I think that's like my biggest, tree, like having a good morning routine to start your day. with that touches all your areas, right? Like the spiritually, the physical, and probably like the professional. So what can you learn in the morning too?
If you have to give one key piece of advice to new immigrants, what is it?
I will say open up yourself. Get out of the bubble. You're here to make your way here. You know, it's a new country. Learn the language, get to know the culture, make friends from here, and open your mind. Like sometimes we come here and we're really close minded. You know, like it happened to me too, because it's hard because you have this language limitation and you have these limited beliefs of, you know, like, oh, like, you know, I'm different than the people here. But when you like overcome that fear, it's like you have to, like, you are here to make your opportunities happen. So just do it.
What is your wow, I've made it moment?
Oh my God. I think like I have a lot. You know, like
That's good. Which one is the biggest one for you personally?
I think like finding a good partner for me is a wow, I made it. Because like creating family nowadays and like creating like this sense of like let's build our life together, it's so hard. um that I think that's like I made it. Yeah, I made it.
I'm so happy for you. Yes. You are happily married to an amazing gringo. Salsa
Yes.
dancer.
Yes, yes, he's definitely amazing. And that's, you know, like that's the I made it. Like I didn't only find love, but I found a good, valuable, and you know, a faith driven man. So I think that's really important.
So the last 3 episodes, everybody said this. Everybody said their significant other.
Really?
It's
Wow.
beautiful.
That's beautiful. I didn't think that, you know. I will have said like some, you know, like I will have thought like something else people will say, you know, but
At the end of the day, the love is the most important.
it is. It is.
So, amiga, what is your mindset like?
My mindset, like in general for life, uh, I think I believe so deeply in we're here to make ourselves better every single day. Like if you woke up this morning and you made a new, you know, step, you took a little step today in your day to make your life better, I think that's like a, you know, that's how you should live your life, you know, just trying to be better every day.
How did you keep yourself sane during the immigration process when some moments were hard, you were frustrated, angry? How did you keep yourself sane?
Prayer, faith.
Oh,
Faith for sure. I, you know, I'm not like a religious person, but I do believe so deeply in God, and I do believe that, you know, he has a path for me. So like even when some things are hard, it's like it's part of it. You know, like you
absolutely.
have to see it that way or you're gonna just go insane. So yeah, like it's all part of it. And it's shaping you, even though you don't see it yet, you know? Like when I was like in these hard moments, like I was like, why? You know, like I don't want to feel this pain or I don't want to feel this way. And now I know why, you know, because it definitely made me stronger and the woman that I needed to be. So yeah.
Your faith, yes. So, your motto and a tattoo is
yes.
created to create. Tell us more.
Please. This is from a book I read. It's called The Artist's Way from Julia Cameron. And basically, she says that we all have this power of creation, right? And she says something so powerful that just stay with me. And it was basically that creativity is the gift that we came to the world with, is the gift that God gave us to make our path in this life. And what we do with it, it's our gift back to Him. Um, and so, yeah, that's why I truly believe that we are all created to create the life of our dreams, the relationships, the habits, like the daily life. Like, we're here to create good things.
How do you define success?
Oh my God, I can't even pronounce that word.
Success?
Success. Okay. I will say, like recently I went to this transformation. Like, I don't know, like I was looking for that answer. I was like, what is success for me?
So what is it?
I think definitely I came to the conclusion that it's just being 100% yourself. Like being able to create from a place that feels so authentic and so 100% yourself that you're at peace with everything. Because like when we put the masks on, like to create for others so that they like us, or like walk into the room with like this mask so that they accept us. I think that's like where you get lost, because at the end of the day, that was my realization, right? It was like, like, yes, success can look like different for everyone, and obviously like most people are like, well, money, materialistic things, and at the end of the day, if they take all that from you, who are you? Like, what did you create? So I think definitely like success for me is being able to walk into life being 100% me.
Nati, you are a creative entrepreneur, founder of the jewelry brand Color Sideral, and you're also a coach specializing in showing authentically on social media. So please tell us a little bit more about what is the Disco Creative Club.
Okay,
Oh, sorry, the Creative Disco Club.
Yeah, the Creative Disco Club. So basically, it has all like the disco vibes that I love. It's really me, yes. But it's mostly like because I love like that disco age, like the era, the 70s, all that. Like it's, I don't know, it just brings me so much like happiness. It was like the funky vibes, and people were so creative, and everyone was like expressing themselves through their outfits. It was like so much fun, right? And like obviously it's a creative club because I wanted to make it a space where people can feel free to create what they want, like without any like limitations, without any like this is what you should be doing. Like there's no way of how you should be creating. Like if it comes from yourself, and that's why it's important like to mention that it's like, for me, it's like everything about authenticity, because like it's connecting with who you are and the mindset of who you are, so that you can give that to the world and serve others through that.
So you offer one-on-one coaching?
I do right now. Like I'm offering one-on-one sessions, like packages. Like I do have 3 packages. It's one focusing on mindset, limited beliefs, how to overcome all those fears. Because sometimes it happens that we have all the tools, but we have that fear that is like not letting us create, and not letting us take action for what we want. The second one is basically a mix, right? Like with branding, digital marketing, and the third one is only focusing in digital marketing.
Beautiful. How about Color Sideral?
Oh, that's my baby. Color Sideral, it's a dream for me. Obviously, like as I said, my jewelry started like when I was really young. It was always a part of me, and at some point I was like, I really want to make this a business. So that's what I do now. I design most of the collections. And my big focus with Color Sideral is like, the motto is here to make you shine. So that, like my biggest like mission with it is like helping women like feeling, like their shine, like feeling empowered, feeling beautiful. Like I think like a piece of jewelry can make you feel that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And yeah, like just creating like really meaningful collections. And by the way, we are doing a collaboration. Yes, so we're working in this new collection together. It's called
Brave Dahlia.
And the Dahlia meaning has a powerful, like internal process through it. We picked Dahlia because it has really beautiful meaning.
So Dahlia has many colors, but two colors of Dahlia that were aligned with this collaboration and collection are white and red, and they each have different meaning that is aligned like with the lines of being brave and strong and independent and creating your own path. And that just came out because the collaboration between two women-owned small businesses, and we just wanted to collaborate, create together a beautiful jewelry line that makes you feel empowered and feminine and beautiful and unstoppable and brave and
important that also like if you're an immigrant, like you're gonna feel really related to it, because it's basically all those values just close what an immigrant path is. So we're really excited.
Very, very, very excited. This is a big baby of mine because I've been working on this idea since October 2024. And it's finally coming to fruition. So thank you very much for doing this. I'm very excited. We are currently wearing a couple of the pieces on this podcast episode. But the official launch is in April, at the end of April. So stay tuned.
Yes, please stay tuned, and you guys are going to enjoy it. We're having so much fun creating it together, so we can't wait to give it to the world.
Stay tuned. So the Color Sideral is your baby, your passion project. You create so many interesting collections. Where is the creativity coming from?
I think it comes from like whatever I'm feeling, or whatever stage in my life I am in that moment, So I'm like, okay, there's probably out there a lot of women that go through this too, and I want to create a collection out of it. So definitely I think it comes from purpose, from meaning, like giving it the meaning, because it's not the what, it's the why, always in everything you create. So
where can the listeners find your collection and shop?
You can follow us on Instagram. It's at Color Sideral Jewelry, just like that, how it sounds. And yeah, you can find us there. We have an online website where you can just shop, and it's free shipping in United States.
But you ship worldwide, yeah?
Yeah, I ship all over the world.
Fantastic. Was it hard to start a business in America?
I think it's hard to start a business anywhere.
Sure.
To be honest. But I do agree with, you just choose like what's hard for you.
Yes.
Like I recently saw this quote, and it was basically like, I didn't know what to do, so I created myself. And I think like when you're working from a passion and from a purpose, you can give that, and it just becomes, even if it's hard, it just like you just have a why, and when you have a why, it's like everything, you can just keep it going. And yeah, like I think that's the hardest part, finding the why that goes beyond the money, goes beyond the I just want to sell this product, right? It's like, why? But why? Like, who are you touching? with your jewelry, like what kind of people are you reaching? So I think that's the most hardest part. And of course, keeping yourself sane while doing all these, like, being an entrepreneur is really hard. But definitely if you do it from your why, it becomes, just naturally.
So proud of you. I love that everything you do has intention and purpose and meaning deeper than anything else. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
That's my
Thank
favorite
you.
part about you.
Thank you. Yeah, I
For
can
sure.
go really deep. I think that's one of my things, my qualities.
Hello. This is your bright future calling you. What can I do for you?
Hi, Bright Future. I would love to ask you for health. Keep me on faith always. And connect me with all my gifts so that I can keep serving people through them. And also just love, so much love all around my life. Thank you.
Your wish is my command.
All right, the last 3 questions are very straightforward, just one word answers. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Listas. Okay. What's the first thing you think of when someone says America?
Opportunities, for sure.
Love that. What is the weirdest food you've tried here?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that I was in Texas in a game night in the middle of Texas. Lot of hunters, so they did like a cook-off, is how they call it. Basically to raise money to some cause, right? And we were there, and I tried alligator, I tried dove, I tried deer, and I don't remember what else, but it was like all these exotic animals. It was tasteful, but it was really weird to know I was eating an alligator or things like that. So yeah, Texas.
Which American celebrity would you be for a day?
Oh my God. Okay, I think he's American. Dr. Joy Dispenza.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to be in a day in his mind. Like, I would love to know what's his morning routine like, how he connects with his higher self, how, like, I don't know. I will really love to know, and everything that he understands about our brain. That is such a powerful tool, and he understands this really well. So, I would love to be him for a day.
I love him too. Okay, Nati, thank you very much for being part of this podcast and sharing the beauty of looking at life and your wisdom and all the lessons and everything you've learned on your journey. It was beautiful, and I believe a lot of listeners can relate. And I'm very excited for everything that's coming for you and for us.
Yeah.
And for the podcast. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me. And thank you to everyone that's watching.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you so much for flying with Unstoppable Immigrant Airwaves. We hope this podcast brought you joy, motivation, inspiration, and connection. Feel free to share this episode with someone who really needs to hear it. And until next time, stay unstoppable.